So today I was reading a verse that I wanted to share with you because I noticed two specific words in this verse. See if you can find them. It's from Psalm 25, verse 20. It says, "Guard my life and rescue me. Do not let me be put to shame, for I take refuge in you." The two words I was noticing are the words rescue and refuge, and I was thinking about the difference between those words. You see, I think that I tend to turn to God for rescue, but I don't necessarily take refuge in Him. What I mean is, and I think maybe lots of us do this, that when we know that we need saving, yes, in the first place, when we realize that we're sinners and we need a Savior, we go to God for rescue, which is awesome and perfect. But also in our everyday lives, when we feel like things have gotten so hard and we just can't handle it anymore, that's when we go to God for rescue. But I'm wondering if in our everyday lives, if we have a tendency to take refuge in Him. And I was thinking about the way that I think of our home. I long for our home to be a place of refuge for my family, for the kids, for Steve. I want it to be a place where whatever's going on out in the world, when they come home, there's peace and there's joy and there's delight. And not just when things are hard out in the world, but even when things are good out in the world, still when they come home, it's a refuge. And then I found another verse about refuge, Psalm 5:11, that says, "But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them ever sing for joy, and spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may exalt in you." And I noticed sing for joy and exalt in you. That's an interesting picture of refuge, isn't it? An interesting picture of our relationship with God, because I ended up looking up tips for having a great quiet time. Just Googled it. And what I found was, first of all, set aside all distractions so that you won't be distracted and you can give God your full attention. And then secondly, sit silently before God and wait for Him to talk to you. Okay, these aren't necessarily bad tips for sometimes. This is exactly how you can spend time with God sometimes and really find peace and joy in that. But what I'm picturing is this somber, serious, okay, God, I'm ready. And that doesn't seem like this picture of singing for joy or exalting in Him. That's not really what we want. And so I was thinking about how Steve loves the outdoors. You guys know that's not a surprise to you. And I do too. I like being in the outdoors, but mostly I love it because Steve loves it. And so when we go out to spend time together on our Friday morning, we call them Friday. That is so corny. But when we go out on Fridays and we spend time together, we love to go hiking together. But the neatest thing about it, I think, is honestly, I think because Steve is so in his element in the outdoors, when I go with him and spend that time with him, is it possible he loves me more? I don't know. He would say no. So maybe what it is he delights in me more because I'm spending that time with him doing what he loves. So what do you love that you can bring God along with you? Not just leaving Him sitting at the kitchen table in silence, waiting for you to come and set your distractions aside and pray and be with Him. That has its place too, maybe. Not the way I'm describing it, but you get what I mean. But really, how can you bring God along with you just in your everyday life? How can you delight in what you delight in and bring God into that? Maybe you're singing along with your favorite song in the car and you think, God's here with me. God, the world is in a lot of ways, it's really fun and I'm enjoying this music. Don't you think it's neat how they say such and such or how this tune goes like this? You can do that. You can talk to God like that and bring Him along with your delights in that way. Or when you're eating an amazing meal, just to remember that God is with you and think, oh God, this food is so good. I love it so much. But you know what? I know it doesn't even sort of compare to what we're going to eat in heaven, and I can't wait for that. I find myself saying that one a lot. But I'm curious to know what yours are. What are the ways that you can bring God along with you in your everyday life and delight in Him? Take refuge in Him in that way, not just leaving Him at your kitchen table for your serious, quiet times, but exalting in Him. Thanks, guys. I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you later.